I'm not a crook.
Because you're from Canada. Were you born and raised there?
Yeah, born in Edmonton, Alberta.
Do you feel like it's much different? If you were raised here, you become like a different person?
Maybe. I mean, so if I was, I guess it would be, I probably would have had a similar experience of just being raised on music in a really intense way. But then at the same time, I mean, it's certainly, I think the biggest thing is just if you're in Edmonton, you're very isolated. I mean, the internet and stuff makes it so it's not that isolating. Through Calgary, like 14 hours east of Vancouver, and then 5 hours west of Saskatoon. That's like, you're not really like close to shit. So I feel like that was like a big thing to overcome coming from there, is just to like get to a place where you're, I mean, for me, it was like when I was 24, burger, and came down and had a visa, came to LA and kind of hung out in the scene a little bit. And it was all through, but like, got it. You know, took a while just to get to the place where you just were meeting other people that were doing the same things you want to do. When I lived in Toronto, there's people who liked what we were like, what I was into and stuff too, but it's not as much of like a scene. There isn't Lollipop and Burger and stuff like that. So it took me a while to just get down into the midst of people who are passionate about things.
Would you say that was more constructive having that, or some you're displaced from it? It almost makes the music better. It's inspiring because it's like, oh, I'm so close yet so far away.
It might be true.
I'm not connected, but I am because of the internet.
I mean, about Edmonton, grew up in the same scene as us, and then it was Peter from Home Shake and myself, Sean Nicholas Savage, and a handful of other people. But yeah, there's something interesting about that. Oh, Tops was also from a band from that scene that's done really well.
That's the thing. It's like,
that's like a very tight, like that's cool because it's not a place you would think a lot of shit's happening.
Well, and we definitely all like knew each other.
Yeah.
It was in high school, and like here you'd be in a band and somebody else would have like a burn CD of being like, hey, have you heard these guys? They're from this. And then you find out later that was like the band Sean was in, or like I knew Mac and Peter through family. Like, so I knew those guys since I was really friends until we were like met when we were teenagers, and we're like, oh, we all like making music. But yeah, so I don't know, there's something maybe to be said about, we were like isolated, so I guess that like geographically, but then also we're maybe the first generation, like when we were teenagers, MySpace and the internet and stuff happened. So it was maybe the first generation where we were like also kind of aware of what was happening in all these other bigger cities. So maybe that was a really great way to develop as artists. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
But
MySpace was legendary.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, I remember looking at that.
That shit was so sick. I actually like MySpace more than Facebook still.
I just remember looking at MySpace and hearing I remember being like, every band that's popular in Edmonton right now that no one knows about outside of Edmonton, the same types of bands in every city I can listen to now. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, that was totally,
Yeah, that shit blew my mind. When you like this bass band